Welcome back to TV5 News at 9. Today we are kicking off Covenant Kids Week, our week-long effort to raise money for Covenant's youngest patients. And you can scan the QR code to donate. But right now, joining us this morning, a real treat, the Director of Covenant Healthcare Foundation, Kochel. How are you?
I am well, and it's good to see you. Thanks for having us here.
Of course, we are so delighted. We love this. Covenant does so many wonderful things for the youngest, the littlest ones out there. Now, for the second year in a row, TV5 is teaming up with Covenant. Can you tell us a little bit more about this partnership?
Well, this is the second year, as you just said, that we're doing a refreshed version of our telethon. 12 years ago was the first telethon, if you can believe that, going way back, where it used to be an all-day Saturday event, and then it struck all of us that a lot of people like to be outside in April when the weather breaks and is nice, and they're not necessarily watching TV in the middle of a Saturday afternoon. And so we wanted to get the word out to as many people as possible. So we thought, let's flip it up and let's do it in the evenings as part of the evening news to make people aware. And as you know, we have the special features throughout the week also to make people aware of all the services we have for our youngest, most vulnerable patients, not only in Saginaw, but throughout the Great Lakes Bay region.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so this week, on Tuesday and Thursday from 5 to 6:30 p.m., volunteers will be answering phones and taking pledges for Covenant Kids. So why should people call in to support?
Well, there's so many answers to that question. It's hard to know where to begin. But Covenant is not just a Saginaw hospital. Saginaw is very fortunate that we have this in our hometown. But we are the neonatal intensive care unit for 20 of the 83 counties across the state of Michigan.
Oh, wow.
So babies that are born prematurely or are born full term but have some critical health issues at the time of birth, they are typically transported to our neonatal intensive care unit. And part of the donations that people have made over the years allowed us this past year to upgrade our neonate transports, not only for 2 helicopters, but also for an ambulance, so that we can begin treatment as soon as those babies are with us before they even get to the hospital. They're being treated in those transport units, which is critical. Other things that people have allowed us to do with their very generous donations, we bought, it sounds kind of crazy, the name, but 8 baby Leo beds. And a Leo bed is, unlike the bed you and I have in our home, it is a very unique bed that, again, we use with our tiniest babies, and it does more than just serve as a place to have those babies lay. It monitors their respiration, it monitors the heat, it monitors the humidity within that little isolette. It monitors the noise level in the room, because when they are that tiny and that sensitive to light and sound, even a voice at a normal speaking tone can sometimes be disruptive to that baby's sleep patterns. And so these beds monitor everything that's going on around the babies to make them as safe and comfortable as possible while they're receiving the care that they need.
Well, you talked about a few things, but so what will those donations, and someone says, I don't know if I want to call it or not, how will they help the kids at Covenant?
Every dollar helps. Truly, every dollar helps. There are no dollars taken out for administration fees. There are no dollars taken out for salaries. All the dollars that are received for Covenant Kids go for programming with regard to, you and I had talked before we came on camera about our child life specialist. That was a pilot program the first year we did it at Covenant to see, is this a valuable service to our families and our pediatric patients? And the overwhelming answer was yes. So that's one of the things that Covenant Kids dollars went to, was bringing a child life specialist to Covenant, and we've now seen the value of it and have now the hospital employs that person full-time. It allows us to buy the baby Leo beds, those transports. Another thing we recently bought is something we call the Buzzy Bee. And if a child has to have a line, an IV line inserted, for example, this Buzzy Bee is placed on the child's arm. It's cold, and it also vibrates, so the child does not feel that line being administered. Who wouldn't want that? I mean, what adult wouldn't want that, right? So a lot of the things we do are to elevate and improve the care for those tiniest, most vulnerable patients. But it's not confined just to the NICU. It's pediatrics, it's imaging and diagnostics, it's any department within Covenant that deals with pediatric patients gets supported with Covenant Kids dollars.
It's amazing. When I took a tour through the NICU, it was just so impressive to see the state-of-the-art technology and all that right in our own backyard
It's
to help
incredible.
kids.
And it's been made possible by donations.
All your support. So if people want to donate, tell them how they can do so.
Okay, there are a number of ways they can do it.
Okay.
CovenantKids.mi online. If they want to text 989-583-7604, or they can watch the telethon
That's right.
on Tuesday, Thursday from 5 to 6:30 and phone in a pledge, and we will be happy to assist them in donating to Covenant Kids.
And I can see, Carol, that you are very passionate about this. The love just comes through from our conversation here. Why is Covenant Kids, why is it so special to you?
Well, I've got to tell you, when you walk through
Yeah.
that neonatal intensive care unit and you see those infants at their most vulnerable, and you see the care they're getting, and then a few weeks later you see a healthy, well-developed child go home with joyful, grateful parents, who wouldn't want to be a part of that and support that and make that possible?
That's
you know,
right.
it's the joy of giving and that paying forward. And you know, we focus so much sometimes on the negative. This is a positive to make an impact in your own backyard, in your own community, and it's investing in the future.
And we are so fortunate to have that so close by in our backyard.
We are blessed.
Yeah.
We are blessed.
Carol, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For coming. It was great to see you.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you. Now, we are raising money for Covenant Kids all week long. We are having the first phone bank tomorrow night. That's from 5 until 6:30. You can text KIDS to the number right there on your screen. It's going to be 989-583-7604. Or you can find a link in the hot link section of WNEM.com. Donate, donate, donate. Support Covenant Kids.